So this is my second Gimp video. I'm kind of just, well, as you can see, I'm just kind of messing around, but let's see. I don't like this brush. Let's see if that helped. Okay. Okay, so I was just checking to see if there was weight on my brush, as for some reason I had it set to where it was. So lately what I've been kind of interested in is symmetry in, let's see. And just kind of what that means for a piece. So part of that stems from seeing stuff where let's see. Not really getting what I want. It's a little better. But yeah, so my interest in this kind of stuff stems from kind of seeing all those pictures of monks, mandalas, and I've always thought symmetry was an interesting matter in and of itself, because I've always been a fan of geometry and stuff like that. So yeah, like I just think it's cool. I wish you could do like maybe you can, like like a sphere, or like a circle, not a sphere, in Gimp, and as like a space, I guess, but you can't. I think that'd be cool anyways, but win some, you lose some. So let's see. Let's see. One thing I really enjoy about digital art is that you can have a lot of color variety, so I don't have to spend like $1,000 trying to find all these different paint combinations and color combinations. I can just do it for free on this. And not have to worry about spending all my money on stuff like that. So that's always a convenient thing. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of going around trying to get a pattern that I like. Something like that. That's pretty good, but not quite there. I will say simpler is usually better, simply because like the more strokes you make, that's not bad. The more likely it'll just get cluttered. So like, let's say I keep doing this. Now you can't really tell what's what. It just looks like I scribbled around in a circle. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that either. How do you go forward? I always forget that command. Why? Oh no. Wait. Oh, okay. Well, that's lame. But let's see. The only thing I don't really like about digital art is how even if it is possible to create space and stuff like that, you don't really get like things like texture and accurate like physical lighting unless you're using like a rendering software, or you just put in a whole lot of time, while with like a physical medium like oil or charcoal or pencil, you can it's a lot easier to do that, I think. So for me, I always see digital art as a way to kind of explore color and composition and form, but I don't see it as like I don't know. It just, I don't know. To me, it feels like just a completely different kind of art, and it requires a completely different kind of feel as compared to something like a physical medium. And I think a large part of that is because it's not actually using tangible materials. It's pixels on a screen, rendered based on electrical signals. So it's like I can't recreate the physical touch of hair because it's just like anything I make on this is gonna be inherently flat already. Like, so let's say I'm using something like charcoal, or where it's like mostly a flat medium. I can still create a sense. I think I can create a better sense of space because it's a tangible physical medium, so that texture translates so much easier than in a digital medium where everything is flat. I will say this, I do think in digital media, style becomes so much more important. because then the focus isn't necessarily on creating something that's uh, a physical object. It's more about, I don't know. To me, I think just in general, digital media and physical media are two separate things. They shouldn't be looked at in the same manner. Um, which, I don't know. I think that's kind of like just my philosophy on it, rather than like more than anything. Um, so yeah, like I really like the freedom digital art gives you, but I think this is kind of just how my brain works from my own experience. I just don't see myself as having or being able to create art in the same way I would if I was using um, paint or charcoal or pencils or wood or anything like that. And that's really interesting because it's like I could use the same techniques, I could use the same um, way of creating art, like the same methods. Like I could use studies, I could practice my forms, um, I could do sketches and stuff like that. But because of the medium itself being so different in how it's depicted, I guess, to the viewer, it's like it's always going to be a little different. And I think that's really cool in and of itself. But I can't create art doing that. I can't create art. It just, even if I do all the same things I would if I was using a physical medium, it just wouldn't feel the same. And so I think that's why our style is so important. Because my style isn't based on the methods of my art. Um, which I don't know if that's the case for most artists. I don't know if that's the case for a few artists. Like, for me, art is more about how you think, I guess, rather than how you actually make art. Because, I mean, in the end, most of the time, everyone uses the same things. Like, they practice, like, they'll do sketches, they'll do studies. Like, they might not think of them that way because those sketches and studies might not lead to a complete work. Um, but I'm sure anyone who enjoys it, even as a hobby, like, they'll still do things. There's a natural progression to things. Doesn't matter what medium you're using. Um, but how you think about art really affects how you make your art. And for me, I always think that, like, depending on what I'm using, like, I could be doing so much, my method, like, what I create could be so much different. So why not do that? Why not create something so much different than what I would with something else? Um, and I think maybe that's, like, a big change a lot of people are starting to see in the art world and just art in general. It's just people like I remember watching I don't know if it's a stream, but yeah, it was a stream of a producer, a music producer, Kenny Beats. How he was talking about one of the people he worked with, Rico Nasty, who's this like pop rapper. I feel like that's an understatement, or a vast understatement on like her work as an artist, but in general, like that's kind of the, I don't know. I feel like that's an apt description, but anyways, like, but when he worked with her, they were doing like some heavy fucking hard ass rock rapping, and it was like just so completely different from what she normally did. It was just, and it was, I think it's stuff like that where like it's not about creating a consistent work. It's more about being consistent in how you think about your work. So let's see. So now I'm gonna change things up. But yeah, 60. So like okay there. But I think it's more important that how you think about art is more important than like the actual art that you create. Because I think a lot of people, when they see the end product, they think like, oh, this person, like, they think that they can tell how someone thinks because of that. But I don't think that's really the case. You really have to take in, like, not only that work, but their whole, everything that they've done before. And that's really where you begin to understand how someone is able to do their work. So yeah, like, I just, I don't know. I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything, so don't take what I say to be too serious. This is just kind of me talking, kind of seeing what I think and for myself, and kind of how that might affect my work, because I don't normally talk when I work. I'm not a chatterbox by any means. So for me, in generally, talking as much as this is a new experience for me in and of itself. But I think it's fun. It's new. It'll help me understand myself better, and it'll understand how my thinking affects not only how my work ends up, how talking about my work and my philosophy on, I guess, just stuff in general affects my work, and understanding how maybe some people take that and interpret my work based on how I think about my work. So I'm curious to see, like, if me expressing my thoughts as I work and kind of what I'm looking at and what I'm thinking kind of well, I wouldn't say kind of, but more of like how that affects one's interpretation my work, and just kind of understand how other people view my work. Yeah, so this is a way for me to express my thoughts, see what people think about my work, and kind of maybe understand how my thoughts change someone's interpretation of my work, and how, I don't know, yeah, just, this is a whole new world for me, and I look forward to exploring it. Um, um, oh. Alright. So, thank you for watching. My name's Nathan Moore, and I'm from Colorado, and yeah, have a good day.